Hi everyone, welcome to PowerShell for Penetration Testers at Pentester Academy. In this video, let's have a look at replaying credentials and focus on passing the hashes, which I like to call poshing the hashes. So, poshing the hashes means using Windows user password hashes for getting access to more resources or computers in a Windows environment. So we are basically replaying credentials, and there are three ways of getting credentials to replace them. The first one is to use username and passwords, and we saw a couple of methods of getting that. For example, using invoke mimikatz or using the invoke credentials phishing, etc. We can find username and passwords on file servers. In some penetration tests for my clients, I have seen there are Excel sheets accessible to only some members of a team or to all members of only a single team, which contain username and passwords in plain, which are to be used by the whole team, generally the common accounts. Even if you are unable to find any such gold mine of username and passwords, file servers are usually very good for dumping passwords or hashes, as so many users connect to it. Credential reuse is another useful thing for us as an attacker. Many times, if you are able to dump passwords on a single machine, you may find a couple of passwords which work on other machines as well, even for different users. Another method is to use tokens, which we saw earlier with the help of invoke token manipulation. So this is very useful as well. And the thing which I want to focus on in this video is password hashes. It has been one of the most popular method of replaying credentials, at least until recently. So we discussed this after the famous anti-pass the hash patch. It looks like we are still able to pass around hashes of the administrator account, that is the account with SID 500, the built-in administrator, even if it is renamed. Though it is disabled by default, I have seen so many corporate clients and networks which still use it. So that depends on the kind of the target you are facing. So we saw that we can dump password hashes with the help of get pass hashes in Nishang. Also invoke mimikatz or mimikatz in general, or WCE. They dump password hashes from Windows 8.1 and Server 2012 R2 machines and the later machines. So ability to pass the hashes is still present, and it depends on the kind of the network you are testing. You may like to have a look at Pass the Hash blog for much more details and research on the topic. So let's quickly use invoke mimikatz to run a PowerShell process with privileges of a local administrator on remote machine. Our target yet again would be the domain PC machine, which we have been targeting for long. We can safely assume after getting access to domain PC again and again that we have access to its hashes, or if you are not in a mood of assuming this, use one of the methods we discussed earlier and run get pass hashes on that lab machine. So as you saw, I copied the NTLM password of NTLM part of its hash and fed it to invoke mimikatz. Note that we are using the command parameter of invoke mimikatz, and note these escape codes as well. Looks like I copied some part of it, not the complete part. So let's just copy it again. Okay, I think I used the complete part. So this PowerShell process must be running with the privileges of the remote administrator. Note that if you run whoami, you would still see the name of the local user. Let's try PowerShell remoting. Let's first try WMI, get WMI object class. Let's just run Win32 operating system and computer name domain PC. Operating system. As you can see that we were able to run it. And if I use it here, it says access is denied. So this is how we pass the hashes. Now let's try PowerShell remoting as well, so that we are sure that we can perform all the functionality of PowerShell by passing the hashes. Computer name domain PC, but we get an error. It is so because we must use the FQDN of the target computer because it is part of a domain. As you can see that now we have successfully executed the command there. So this is a very simple way of reusing credentials and poshing the hashes. Now it is up to you what you want to do from this prompt. We have discussed enough of post exploitation, so let's just leave it. You may like to read this blog, which is an excellent analysis of NT pass the hash patch and couple of other patches. Hope you enjoyed poshing the hashes. If you are enjoying your time at Pentester Academy, please recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the information security community.